Live from Brooklyn, New York, brought to you by the Revolt Podcast Network, this is Stay Busy with Armon Sadler.
Well, you know that I'm the guy, I'm out here living life, I'm busy. Stay busy, stay busy, stay busy. Making moves and catching flights, so please don't waste my time, I'm busy.
Cheers to the Mandem. Welcome to another episode of Stay Busy with Armon Sadler. We have responsible discussions on the entertainment business and the entertainment culture. I'm, of course, your host, head honcho, vegan chorizo Poppy, founder of Bald Nigga Ballers, the Bald Nigga Bombshell, Armon Sadler. Thank you all for tuning in once again. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel for all visual episodes. Special emphasis on subscribing to all of our audio platforms. Leave a like, comment, share, all that good stuff because it means so much to what we are doing. And if you want some bonus, exclusive, early content, hit the Patreon, patreon.com/StayBusyPod. Once again, we are brought to you by the good people at Revolt Podcast Network, and we are continuing this new era of the pod. I got somebody very special here with me. What's there to be said about this guy? You heard his voice on the show months ago, but had to bring him back because we had a very great weekend together out in the ends, out in London town. He is the Senior Director of R&B and Hip Hop at Billboard, the host of Debut Live, one of the best Black wrestling journalists in this space, coming in, shaking the shit up, food connoisseur, R&B brother, just a legend, and I'm honored to call him a brother and a very close friend, the legend himself, Carl Lamarre. Welcome back, brother.
My brother. Thank you, man. Yes, I appreciate that. You low key, man. Almost made me tear up with the wrestling journalist line, man. I'm trying to find my way still, man. You know, but I appreciate that, bro.
You was on the IG story like a month ago talking heavy.
I was. I said, you know, I'm here, Chris Van Vliet. You see me, brother. Yeah. O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Area Hawani.
No. They're all creating dope content. I'm just glad to be in a position that we could all cook, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure. So yeah, we got a great show, lots to get into with you all, but I want to kick it off. While we're out in London at Wireless Fest, you were going around doing interviews and talking to fans, and you had the segment Stand on Business, where you had people answer some pretty tough questions. Yeah. And I don't think you got the chance to answer the questions that you were asking the people. So I'm going to bring it to you. I need your favorite Drake deep cut, your favorite feature, and your top 5 Drake products. That could be albums, mixtapes, collabs, all that stuff.
You're a bad man for this, man. Shout out to Noah Radon, who actually came up with the concept. I give her credit for that. Favorite Drake deep cut. You're killing me, man. I'm gonna go Club Paradise. Okay. You know, you and I spoke about that briefly.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because like it's not even like otherworldly bars, but it's just the vibe itself. Yeah. You know, I put that in a class with like From Time. You just playing that 9-10 o'clock at night cruising. Yeah. It hits different. Favorite Drake feature. Whew. This is where it gets tricky, man.
Because he got so many vibes on his features.
Oh my God.
The rap joints, the R&B joints, even, you know, you go to the Afro beats and reggae joints. Like man's made his rounds.
Man, I might need you to toss me some off top, man. Because it's hard to like you said, to pinpoint.
Big Amount, No Guidance.
Ooh,
Those are my 3.
Okay.
Aston Martin music.
I think I'm gonna go I love No Guidance, man. Like that's still a heavy play on my rotation.
Yeah.
I'm on one, man.
Oh yeah, yes.
I'm on one. Yes. What he did that summer, bro. I still remember, shout out to Khaled, Ross, and Wayne, but what he did on I'm on one. Was that around the Stay Scheming era too?
That was a year before.
A year before the Stay Scheming era. Drake was untouchable with those features back then, man. And I'm gonna say an underrated one too, man. Very early on in Drake's career, I'm gonna say Something.
Yeah,
with Timbo. Yeah, I'm gonna say Something, man. When he had the hand gesture back then, I saw a post on IG that said I missed the Drake when you knew the hand was going like that, man. That's how you knew he had some shit coming, man. That was a beautiful era. And then was it album you said?
Yeah, your top 5 albums.
Top 5 Drake
projects.
Album. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go number 5. I'm gonna go Views.
Okay.
I think Views aged gracefully,
so well.
Very well, and I was a huge detractor of that album until I went to Toronto, and it hit differently. Yeah, bro, that was the album catered to the 6. Yeah. I didn't get it until I was actually out there and played it through driving. Oh yeah, special album. I'm gonna go Thank Me Later just for sentimental reasons. Yeah. Dropped on my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So so many cuts from there. Up All Night, Show Me a Good Time, Light Up. Definitely up there for me. This is when it gets interesting. The 3 spot. Can I do a tie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do one collab and one tape. I'm gonna go What a Time to Be Alive. I think the chemistry between him and Future was seamless. Man, Metro, man. Come on, man. Come on, let's get the gang back, bro. Man, let's bring the banana boat back, man.
Yeah.
What a time it was, man. Diamonds Dancing, Scholarships, you know what I'm saying? Jumpman, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm going to go More Life.
Okay.
With that tie at 3, man.
That's
I think,
favorite.
Bro, it's Lose You, Blam, Madiba Rhythm, Passion Fruit, Teenage Fever, bro.
Sacrifices.
Yeah, man.
There's so much on that.
Yeah, underrated Drake tape for sure. And then I was so surprised because I sent you in our group chat the final breakdown.
Yeah.
I thought it was crazy how Nothing Was the Same was so low for the cats in London.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a top 2 Drake project easily, bro.
Yeah.
And that was a project where obviously the fat was shaving off. It was a good 14 to 15 tracks. Again, Worst Behavior, From Time, the freaking started from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was super cohesive, bro. He was locked in for that. And then obviously number 1, Take Care.
Take Care. Okay.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's another. Yo, bring Abel back, bro. I'm in a pay. You see, I'm rocking the Toronto jersey for a reason, bro. Let's bring the family back. Let's bring the banana boat back, bro.
Yeah. It's definitely tough to look back on what he's done with the Futures, the Weekends, the Rosses. I do think at some point the Drake and Ross thing could be repaired, but I don't. Who's Future and Weekend? I don't know.
I don't even know, but bro, who's biting the bullet on that?
Because I think Drake at this point is on some fuck everybody.
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. Because Ross, clear. And I can see Ross is like, knowing that he's not gonna bite the bullet on that. He said he's open to it if they have a conversation, but and that's the most he's gonna do is in terms of like opening that up.
Yeah, so tough to think about, but great rankings.
Thank you, man.
Great list, and that's a great warm up. So let's jump right into it. A lot of music dropped while we were away. It was one of those. It was a really good release weekend. I think the last few weeks have been just like very refreshing. I felt hip hop, particularly this year, didn't have much going. Obviously there was the Joey versus the West stuff, which was exciting for people. I really like Central C's album. There was a few, but nothing that was really, bringing the energy. But these last few weeks between Cardi's single, Offset Bodies, and now last week we got Clipse, Let God Sort 'Em Out, which I talked about the rollout a little bit, and like there's been a lot of praise for the rollout. And I give them a lot of respect. Like they really invested in music journalism in a way that I think a lot of rappers don't for a variety of reasons. And I also felt like the music delivered too, but I'll kick it to you first. How'd you feel about the Clipse album?
I thought it was really dope, man. And it felt so good hearing them back together like over 15 years. Man, shout out to Malice, bro. Malice, man, it reminded me, and I feel bad because like once they split up and did separate things, all the fanfare and attention went to Pusha.
Yeah.
And Malice, bro, a God-fearing black man cited in John 10:10 is still cooking niggas, bro. Yeah. Like, yo, his pen is lethal as shit.
Yeah.
So be it the freaking the Pharrell Neptune, and he's doing all of this without cursing.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so impressive, bro. And for him being able to stand toe-to-toe with Pusha, who has grown into one of the dopest MCs of the 2010s, 2020s, man.
Very polished. He aged very well, matured very well.
Bro, I thought the album was a gem. I give it a good 8.7 out of 10. And I was thinking about it earlier, man. Their discographies, bro. 4 albums in. The debut, I mean, then you got Till the Casket Drops, Hell Have No Fury, and then this album, bro, they're 4 for 4.
I would agree.
4 for 4, easy, bro.
Yeah,
you know, and it brings so much joy to see that classic hip hop like this, high tier lyricism, is going to get its just due on the charts.
Yeah.
You know, they're looking at a top 5 debut on the Billboard 200, potentially 90K and upward.
I saw a recent projection had them at 113.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a big deal.
No, that's big. You know, I saw that too. I just know Trevor Anderson's watching, so I can't put the numbers out there. But we'll find out, you know, when this drops. Yeah. But knowing that they're able to potentially hit 6 figures in this era with not a top 40 single, just straight hard-nosed lyricism. Yeah. They deserve this win, bro.
And I know they did like a vinyl bundle too, right? So that kind of plays into it. But it's obviously not as egregious as a Travis Scott, whose numbers are primarily powered by these bundles and stuff. But yeah, no, it's a really, really great project. I've been a Clipse fan my whole life. Yeah. You know, aside from all of the Drake stuff, like I have a lot of respect for Pusha T. I'm a fan of Pusha T. I actually really like Chains and Whips. That's a really good, like I could imagine that playing outside, like actually doing damage outside. And that's a thing that is, you know, it's usually a strike against Push and Clipse, and which is crazy as you look back at their discography. They've had a Grinding, they've had a Mr. Me Too, they've had a
What's Happened to That Boy.
Yeah, exactly. Like they've had those records, maybe not as much as some of the other outside rappers, but I could hear Chains and Whips doing damage. I do really like So Be It. I think Ace Trumpets is good. There's great records on there. POV, obviously the opener Birds Don't Sing is just like super emotional. It's real powerful shit. And yeah, I agree. Malice he sounds just in a different zone. And you know, I was listening to the JBP talk about it because obviously when I was younger when they came up, so I wasn't hip to the rap discussions, all that. But apparently coming up, like people always thought Malice was better than Push. Yeah. And so when you see him rap like this, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can get it. So now I want to go back to their older albums and like really revisit it and sit and listen and try to make a decision for myself. But yeah, really, really good album. Like a lot of, like, as much as I do enjoy the modern artists of today, the vibes, the auto-tune, all that, like I'm always going to have an ear for traditional type rap, you know, of this level, the lyricism, the wordsmithness of it all. And so, yeah, it's just really refreshing hearing it done this well and not be boring and granola and too backpacky. Like I feel like, and Pharrell, I got to give big credit to Pharrell because his production hadn't moved me for some years. But I think when he gets with these guys who he's been working with, you know, for the entirety of his career and their career, they just have this magic, this chemistry that they bring out of one another. So yeah, I really enjoyed the Clipse album.
I love that you brought up at the beginning the rollout. Like it was a very hip hop traditional rollout. Yeah. Like they did damn near everybody. Yeah. You know, the Joe Budden podcast as you brought up.
Joe and Jada. Tiny Desk, Colors.
And you bring up Tiny Desk and I think about Chains and Whips. And that just reminds me why I love Pusha T so much. The way he raps with conviction and he's looking at the camera. Like Jim Jones, I'm looking right at you, bro. Yeah. Pusha, and this is why, whether he sold coke back in the day and not,
I don't care.
I don't give a shit. But the fact that he makes me believe that he did, because he raps with so much conviction, bro.
That's one of his greatest skills. Like we talked about it. My boy John was here. We were talking about how they left Def Jam, and the story was like Def Jam didn't want to put out Chains and Whips because the optics of Kendrick being on it. And I didn't fully believe the story, but the way Push tells it, it just makes like you just on the surface it just sounds like okay, yeah, that's what happened. Then when you think about it, you're like, really? But yeah, his diction, his articulation, everything he says, he's just a very good speaker, and he brings that to his rapping. So yeah, man, he's like I completely understand why people believe everything that he says because he makes it that way.
And I just want to give a quick shout out to all the features, man. You know, Kendrick on Chains and Whips just reminded me, you know, why he is currently the MVP of this shit. You know, the wordplay, playing into the whole Trump shit, the Gemini shit, otherworldly shit. Shout out to Tyler, the Creator, on POV. Yep. Can't wait for his album to drop. And even some of the throwback cats, like Ab on freaking Inglorious Bastards, bro. Yeah. Like, he had a little dope verse in there, too. Shout out to Nas for the cameo. I thought having DJ Clue
that was cool.
In there, giving it a little mixtape element. Yeah. You know, I thought that was fire, too. So, like you were saying earlier, hip-hop has been lacking. But I think this is the start of something potentially special with the next upcoming releases within the next few weeks. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are already calling this album of the year, and that's just a natural thing people do. I think the momentum going into the release just it had that feeling. It felt like a moment. It felt like an event, and I think that's another thing that's lacking in music right now is when you have an active rollout like this, things can feel big. Like a lot of stuff just feels like artists just throw their shit out and hope that something catches on, but they don't work stuff, the way that the Clipse did. And so that's why I love that a lot of the OGs are still around, and they really they go out and talk to people. They really put that energy and that effort behind their product. Like it makes it more enjoyable as a fan. So a lot of credit to them for that. But I'm an R&B nigga. I know you're an R&B nigga as well. And we got two very strong R&B releases. We'll start with Giveon. We had the pleasure of hearing that early a couple months ago. He came in and we was in there like, yo, this is some good shit. Because I was talking to Nick about it. I've talked to a few people about it. It felt like around 2022, the three guys were Giveon, Lucky Day, and Brent Faiyaz.
Yep. I was gonna bring that up. I'm glad you did. Yeah.
Ever since then, like I think Lucky put out an album last year, which was solid.
Algorithm, yeah.
Brent has been putting out. He put out a couple projects since then. Giveon was quiet though. Like he maybe did like one or two features, but he's been quiet. I'm like, yo, what's going on, bro? Like this is your moment. But when you hear this album, Beloved, you understand why he took 3 years off because you can tell through the evolution of the sound, the production, his growth as a vocalist. He'd been working. He'd been quiet, but he was working to make sure that the next thing he did was his best thing. And it's early, but I'd put this up there with his debut project, Take Time, which was amazing. So yeah, my favorite songs are I Can Tell. That was the one we heard that I was like, yeah, that's special. Bleeding is fire. But there's a lot of really good shit on here. And I think especially the fact that there's no features and he's carrying it for himself. I think it's 14, 15 songs on the album. I'm very happy with it. I've been running it up nonstop. How about you?
You hit it right on the nail. I want to give a special shout out to Seven Thomas.
Absolutely.
MVP. Co-MVP honors. They got to hold that, man. What he was able to do on a songwriting production part. Yeah. When you listen to that album, if you're a super R&B head, you think of Gamble and Huff. Take it back to the 70s in terms of production. The musicality was freaking A1 and how every track, no pun intended, were able to bleed into each other so seamlessly. Like you hear the evolution in songwriting for Give. And I'm glad you brought up Take Time, man, because I thought the debut album was okay. I thought it was solid, but Take Time, bro, he had so many gems that just it hit different. Like Favorite Mistake, Vanish is still my all-time Giveon record. And when you listen to this project, you hear the growth and the intentionality all across the board. Yep. I love I Can Tell. I love Avalanche.
Avalanche is fire too. Yep.
Avalanche is my shit. Yes. I love Mud, the intro
Drag
track.
My through the
mud. Bro, he epitomizes ain't shitness.
Yeah.
And I love that about it because he just wears that on his sleeve. Like, I know I ain't shit, but I'm working on it.
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying? About. Yeah, bro. And I love that you brought up the fact that there was a pecking order going into the 2020s. And I'm curious, how would you rank them now between those three?
I feel like this is going to be based off of recency bias, but I think if we look at their last few releases, I'd have to.
That's tough, man. Because Candy Drip,
Candy Drip was great. I liked Algorithm a lot. I feel like that might have been a little too left of center for like the pure R&B heads. Shit. I think in terms of like just personality and like star power, I still might have Lucky number one.
Over Brent.
This is hard. I didn't expect you to put me on the spot like this. This is tough. It's tough. Damn. Damn.
Yeah, bro, it's tough.
It's
tough
because I think you have a good argument for any of them being number one right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna stick with Lucky number one.
Okay,
but it's not a big gap between him and Brent.
And Give 3.
Yeah, Giveon's number 3 right now. But Brent's put out a couple singles this year that I really like.
I like the Peter Pan record he just dropped.
That joint's good. Tony Soprano's solid too. It seems like he's rolling out an album soon. I think he might have announced it. I
think it's coming out September 19th, same day as Cardi.
Okay, yeah. So that we might have to come back and change the conversation then. But I mean, just like it's really good to see Giveon live up to the early hype that he was given because like. People were putting him up there immediately, like from the Chicago freestyle to the Heartbreak Anniversaries. Like he came out swinging,
and he got that number 1 with Bieber.
Yeah,
Peaches.
Yeah. And then he just went away. I was like, this ain't the time to go away, bro. You got to keep the shit going. But when you come back with an album like this, it's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. And
what I loved when he was at the office was the level of confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't one of them confident type niggas where it's like, I got some shit. He was like, I'm standing on it. Like when y'all gonna be missing out.
Yeah.
If y'all don't see the fucking vision. We saw the vision that fucking day.
We did, yeah.
Shout out to Mac, because shout out to White Mac. Mac was like, yo, this is beautiful. You don't call shit beautiful.
Yeah.
If the shit ain't hitting like that, bro.
Factual. And he seemed like he wanted to compete too. Like he was talking about how like, there's been a lot of good shit that's come out. And so, I internalized that. And in the making of this album, I'm thinking about everything else that this is going to have to contend with. And I mean, like you think about the R&B albums of the last few years, obviously Mutt is up there, and Leon wrote on this album too, so shout out to Leon. Leon's the guy. Mutt is, one that's up there. I'm trying to think of the other R&B albums that have come out the last couple of years that have been really good. Because it's been
Chris 1111.
Right. Chris has been doing his thing. I really like the Coco Jones album.
Great album.
I think summer's coming
Party
soon.
P4 came.
Of course, P4, some sexy songs. Like this R&B's been great, but Beloved, it's up there. It's definitely up there.
I was thinking about it, it might be top 3 right now. This year.
Yeah, it's probably between that and Mutt for me in terms of like stuff I've enjoyed over the last couple of years. And things are escaping me. Like I'm sure in the comments y'all gonna say, yo, what about this? And I'll remember. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but that's because I've loved Beloved like that much. It's really fucking good. So big shout out to Giveon. Cool dude. It was great to finally meet him. Tell him how, I couldn't listen to him for a while because a certain lady ruined him for me. But we back, Give. We back, bro.
We back, Beloved. We are back.
And another release, a surprise release, dropped out of nowhere. Justin Bieber, Swag. How'd you feel about this? And like, when the album got announced, like, how'd you feel seeing that? And then actually hearing the music, what were your feelings on it?
Shout out to our Lindsay Havens. She's like the go-to Bieber expert.
Okay.
So I know she kind of had inside sources be like, yeah, this shit's coming. For me, man, it's always good when Bieber drops, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially when he's in his Javante bag, when he's in his journals bag.
Yeah, that boy started drinking Hennessy again.
When you got Drewski on the album telling you, my nigga, I need you to smoke this Black and Mild.
Yeah, you got a black soul.
Yeah. That's how you know you're poised for a good album. But no, I thought it was a good return for Bieber into the R&B landscape.
He hadn't dropped in like 4 years.
He hadn't dropped in like 4 years. Justice was more pop than Javante. But if you were looking for like hints of like freaking Purpose Bieber, Journals Bieber,
even Changes, and people sleep on Changes. I really like Changes.
Changes was dope.
Really good album.
Yeah. I think you were able to find that with Bieber, and even with some of the features, man. Cash Cobain, Gunna, Sexy Red, and even just him teaming up with Dejan.
Yeah, Dejan's him.
Dejan. Yeah, I think Bieber was, again, the word is intentionality. That's the word of the day. The brother dropped his 7th album in 15 years. I think cats forget how long Bieber's been doing this.
Yeah. I found out about him my freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
And I hated him because girls loved him so much. And then when I started listening, I was like, I can't deny this guy.
Yeah,
he's him.
bro.
Like right from the baby days, the one time days, the Beauty and the Beat days. And then he, mature. Obviously he came up under like Usher and, he'd linked up with Pooh Bear. Pooh Bear. So like he's really been like forged in the fire of R&B soul. Like he's a genuinely soulful dude. But as he's matured, I think his curation, his taste level has grown too. Yeah. To where it's just he's the guy, man.
It's A1. I actually this week I spoke to Cash Cobain about his feature on the album for Swag.
Yeah.
And to your point about like Bieber, he's still a student of the game. And he sought out Cash after he posted Tripping on a Yacht.
Yeah.
And he was just like, yo, my dude, I love what you're doing. Like, let's cook. Actually, Cash hit him, and B was like, yo, I love what you're doing. Let's cook.
Yeah.
And from what Cash told me, he sent the record in that Wednesday, knowing the project's dropping Friday. And to me, that's actually one of my favorite, like, top 5 songs off the tape.
Great song. It's the title track. That's a big deal.
Title track is freaking huge, man. Yeah. And he had told me him and Bieber are still possibly going to drop more music, which I would love to hear.
Yeah.
Funny thing that I saw online, I would love to know. I got to ask Lindsay about this. The intro track, All I Could Take. I saw like rumors that it was originally a CB record. Like, and this is going back to 2011, 2012. That's how old the record is.
Wow.
And he was just sitting on it.
Sounds very CB-esque because it sounds very Michael-esque.
Yeah, bro. And then Biebs just ended up taking it. But that would be a crazy story, knowing a record you sitting on for like 10 plus years just falls into your lap and ends up being the intro.
Yeah.
For your album. But no, I thought this was a solid return for JB.
Yeah, I really like it. I wish, and I do think he got to show off how great his voice was. A song like Sweet Spot, Too Long, like First Place he's singing, but there's a lot of like vocal filters and all that stuff, and I think it's cool. But Bieber's a really fucking good singer. Like OD good singer.
You ever seen that video of him doing the Stay? I posted it just the other day. He's drunk as shit. And Kid Leroy doing an acoustic performance of Stay. Bare vocals, no backtrack. Bieber bodied it.
I gotta see that.
Drunk as shit.
I gotta see that. You gotta send me that.
Yeah, bodied that shit, bro. But yeah, he's hands down one of the better vocalists that we have. And again, to do this for this long, a lot of cats, their voice is strained. Cooked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Javante, man. There's 2 levels of this, man. There's Justin and Javante, bro. We got Javante this time around,
Big
man.
Bieber Valley.
Yeah, man.
So really, really good album. Again, as a fan, just dope to get 3 very distinct releases that weekend, like 3 different types of music to enjoy. And yeah, super dope. And super dope to see him tapped in. Like a lot of people hated the Sexy Red verse. I didn't hate it.
It was cool.
Well, yeah, maybe an R&B singer, a real singer would have been better on that song. But rap, those R&B hip hop collabs, like I'm a sucker for those. I grew up on those.
Yeah.
So I'm always be happy with that. Gunna, with the way it is, really, really good record. Really good record. So yeah, man, this is dope. It's super dope. So I was very happy to have it. Salute to Biebs, man.
Yeah, salute to Biebs. Daisy's potentially looking at a high charting on the Billboard Hot 100. I thought, what was the joint, Walking Away?
Yeah.
That he wrote for Haley about, staying into it, man.
Yeah.
Like, again, we're seeing Bieber evolving, and as a grown-up dude, we've seen him 12, 13 years old.
High-pitched ass voice.
Yeah, bro. The nigga is a father. He's a husband, bro. Like, he's doing better than me. It's hard to grasp that and just to see it in real time, man. Like, salute to JB.
Yeah. Some other music-related things. Future's DS2 turned 10 this past week.
Wow.
I did a little essay on just the lead up to that, because obviously there was a legendary run leading into that album for him. That album is part of a legendary run: Monster, Beast Mode, 56 Nights, DS2, What a Time to Be Alive.
Yeah.
But yeah, 10 years later, I remember early Future, like the YC Rax days, the him on Love Song with Rihanna, Tony Montana, and I thought he was dope. But if you would have told me Future would reach the level that he reached in this year, DS2, and then he's gotten even bigger beyond that. Like sold his catalog recently, like for millions, and obviously the recent joint with Drake and Thames, Wait For You, super big hit. Like, he's still cooking. He's still gotten bigger.
3 number ones last year.
Yeah, insane. But I think, we don't get to this point without just the energy and the hunger that he put into 2014, 2015, so many of the records on DS2 still play outside to this day. Stick Talk, Freako, where you at? Like, oh my God. Like, I don't think, and this, I don't know if this would be a hot take. I don't know if I sound crazy. I don't think there's any artist who could have made this album. Like, I think Future's the only person who can make an album like DS2. Like, just his unique artistry, his vision, his approach to music. I think he's very slept on as a rapper, which is crazy because he comes from the Dungeon family. Like, he's a genuinely good rapper and lyricist, but like the DS2 is just like, it's a fucking like lightning bolt. Like, it's just one of the craziest albums of all time. And when you think about everything that it contended with in 2015, you got To Pimp a Butterfly, you got If You're Reading This Is Too Late, you got Dreams Worth More Than Money, you got Strem Life, like you got Fetty Wap's debut. Like, there was so many things that could have kind of knocked him out of the way. But 2015 was undoubtedly Future's year.
On the money. And I think what kind of was the catalyst for all that, you got to remember, he was coming off a turbulent album with Honest.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and I think when he went on that run, that mixtape run that you just named, and with DS2 kind of punctuating that whole run, it's funny because I would always say, at least now, that Kendrick's up there with having one of the greatest 365s. You got to throw Future in there, bro.
Absolutely.
But what he was able to do with that mixtape run, and then of course with freaking DS2, like, fuck your bitch and some Gucci flip-flops. Like, bro, that's a freaking classic line to this day.
Yeah.
And then it kind of set the table for what you were saying, for What a Time to Be Alive. That stretch, those 6 projects, bro, that's hard to contest.
Yeah. And Drake knew it was going to be hard to compete with him, so he just got next to him.
Yeah, bro. And you bringing up his time in the Dungeon family, like, cats try to shit on Future because I think, one, he's a nigga from down south, but Meathead could really get busy.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know Meathead, go look back at his Dungeon family days. Like, he could work the pen if he needs to, bro.
Facts. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to your point, I don't think there is another artist that could have done a DS2 knowing that their backs was against the wall. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is like, why are you collabing with Miley Cyrus, bro? And he was like, say less. I'm going to get back in the trenches. And that's what he did.
Yeah. Nah. Major salute to Future. Like,
that was March Madness era.
March Madness, bro. Like, those mixtapes had so many classics. So when you look back at the Throwaways, the Peacoats, the all that, and then you get to DS2, there legit might be like 7 hits on DS2, bro.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Like thought it was a drought. Where you at?
Trap niggas.
Real shit. Like, I'm like, oh my God, he's a fucking animal. So yeah, it's been fun to reflect on that. My boys, shout out to J5, Mark, A+, they did a retrospective 10-year anniversary kind of look back episode on the Black Print. So make sure y'all tap into the Black Print. And they talked about a lot of like how Future's a student of the game, a lot of his New York influences, a lot of his New Orleans influences, and things that you might not think about. Like, these songs are a bit deeper than just like being hits with catchy lines. Like, there's certain nuances that he's taken from the Juveniles and the Master P's and 90s rappers and really kind of brought that into his world.
Right.
So yeah, man, I think, you know, and people still to this day try to discredit and sleep on Future. And I think this run and what he's done after, like, has firmly made it for me where, like, people talk about the big 3. It's a big 4 to me.
Definitely a big 4.
It's a big 4. Definitely. And some people put Future ahead of a Kendrick or a Cole. Like, and I mean, I'm not necessarily mad at it. Like, of course, I respect what they do. I respect them as rappers and their success. But like, you can't sleep on what Future's done either at all.
No, I think, you know, it's not even a competition when you look at the South. Who's the king? You know, I mean, I know T.I. used to love saying he's the king of the South, but for the last 10 plus years, it's undoubtedly been Future in terms of consistency, in terms of being able to hold down the charts. And the streets. Like you said, he got freaking Wait For You that went #1. I Don't Like You went #1. 3 projects that went #1 on the 200 last year when he was cooking with Metro. You know what I'm saying? And then freaking dropping his solo mixtape that went #1 as well. You know what I'm saying? I to this day, I play from the last project. Too Fast makes me cry, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how like, Future got one of them, some of them joints that you got to shed a tear to, bro.
It's real spiritual experiences listening to Future. Like
Andre 3000 said it, bro.
Man, yeah, he's like, it's like, I forget his exact quote. It was like, it's the most beautiful. just like toxic, or I don't remember his exact quote, but it was the perfect way to describe Future. Like his songs really have like church hymn like DNA, like
some Negro spiritual shit,
like
bro.
You be out at a party, you feel like you could just put your arms around people and just like sing these songs and just start swaying, put a candle up. Like
it's like what we were saying with Pusha T. I feel like Future has that same fucking conviction, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. He could sell fucking water to a fucking lake, bro.
Yeah. Absolutely. So great to reflect on just that album and that year. Yeah. Because I think, and I think people give 2015 its proper praise, but I think 2016 coming after kind of, did the Allen Iverson step over Tyronn Lue in 2015. But I think 2015 really set the table for what 2016 was. Like, Ray Shremmer put out Shrem Life 2015, and then they became a Shrem Life 2 in 2016 just because they were so hot. They were like, we got to keep this going.
I think Coloring Book was 2016.
Yep. Yeah. Life of Pablo, Views, Blonde.
I think Mac dropped it out, Mac Miller.
Mac dropped 2015.
Yeah.
But just so much great shit. And I think, like when I was writing my essay on DS2 and I looked back at everything that came out 2015, because I forgot to mention Dr. Dre Compton. A$AP Rocky dropped his last good album in my mind in 2015.
Was Days? Not Days.
I'm sorry. Rodeo. Rodeo was that year.
Rodeo.
Yep. Rodeo. Bieber put out Purpose. The emergence of Bryson Tiller. Like my nigga. Insane
Jesus
year.
Christ.
Insane year. But it was still the year of Future, which is just insane to look back on. So big love to him. Shout out to the longevity and all the great music that he's given us. We talked a little bit about it off camera, but Tyler, the Creator, announced new album. By the time you guys hear this, the album will already be out, but Don't Tap the Glass. How you feeling about a new Tyler album? He just dropped Chromacopia last October. Yeah. He's been on a pretty solid run of albums. Igor, Call Me If You Get Lost. Call Me If You Get Lost, the deluxe. The estate sale, I believe it was called. Yeah. Like he's really, emerged. Yeah, he's emerged into star level. And he's been a star for a while. Superstar.
I'm gonna give him superstar at this point.
Yeah.
I think I give him superstar at this point because the fact that he was able to trump traditionalism and say, I'm not dropping on a Friday, I'm dropping on a Monday.
Yeah.
And still do 300 plus. I thought that was incredible. You got a top 10 off that album with Sticky.
Yeah.
Which I felt like it should have got way more burn than it got. I think this album, we're gonna get real rap. Not to say Call Me wasn't that, but it was a conceptual
Call Me If You Get
album.
Lost was absolutely rap.
Right.
That was DJ Drama hosted that track.
That was DJ Drama hosted it, but it was big rap. It had a concept to it.
Yep.
And I think this time around, he said it too on Twitter today.
I saw that. Yeah.
No concept. I think he's going to let loose, especially after seeing what Kendrick was able to do the last 365.
Yeah.
That POV verse that he did on Clipse's album, I really think we're going to get some rugged, hard-nosed shit, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And if there's anybody that has proven to be such a fucking chameleon who can, like, teeter with any genre, it's him. But when he comes back home to rap, it's a fucking beautiful thing, man.
For sure. Yeah, Chromacopia, I wasn't too big on it. It was just a lot going on.
Reflective rap.
Yeah, it was a lot. There was some emotional stuff there. There was some stuff that I definitely felt. But I like Tyler when he just raps. That's why I gravitated to Call Me If You Get Lost so much, and Flower Boy too, which was still pretty experimental, but he was rapping his ass off there. So definitely interested in this. I think it's good to get another blockbuster release from a big artist. So looking forward to that. And it's cool to see him kind of recognize where he's at. Recognizing what's happening on the West Coast and saying like, I got to keep this energy going, and remind niggas like, there's Kendrick, but like I'm here too. I'm pretty sure he said he's like number 2 on the West on some song. I forget which one, but yeah. So he's like, I got to show niggas because the opportunity's there. So definitely looking forward to that. Let's jump into some lunch break stuff real quick. Forgot to mention Drake. What did I miss? Debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200. It was initially projected top 10, I think like lower 9-10 area, and then it shot up to number 2. people thought there was a real chance for it to get number one. Alex Warren, Ordinary is still cooking, which is a great song, actually. Yeah. Like, I've said this on the pod before, but anytime there's stuff on the top 10, like from artists that I don't know or don't listen to, I make sure to listen to them. And that's how I got hip to Teddy Swims. That's how I got hip to Benson Boone. A lot of those people who was cooking last year.
And white boys.
Yeah, they nice, man. They
coming
nice.
through. They coming through.
So, great record from Alex Warren. And yeah, he kept his spot. So Drake debuted number 2. There's been a lot of conversation for people about him not having a number one, like since First Person Shooter, and not having a solo number one since, what was his last solo number one? I think it was.
Don't tell me it was what's next.
I think there was something after that. There might have been something after that. What's next was 2021. Maybe because Way Too Sexy was number one, but that was obviously features.
Yeah,
on
maybe
that.
What's Next?
Damn, it might have been.
Jimmy Cooks, that was him in 21.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah,
he didn't get a number one off Her Loss. There's got to be something after What's Next.
I think it's What's Next, bro.
Damn. Well,
and this is where I'm not sure if you were going to take it. I'm glad it didn't go number one. Mm-hmm. It would have been a cheap number one.
Think so?
I think so, because then I think this speaks to where Drake is right now. I think he needs to go back to making cultural bangers and anthems. You and I spoke about this. I think what he was able to do with Nokia showed cats that he can make a long-standing record. Mm-hmm. And I think that's more important than just a cheap number one.
Right.
What's Next? I hate to say this, but What's Next?
Came and went.
Came and went.
I don't listen to that anymore.
It was a cheap number one. Way Too Sexy. Mm-hmm. Came and went.
Yeah.
Cheap number one. I thought Jimmy Cooks had some life, so I'm not going to call that a cheap number one. But he's gotten conditioned to where it's like, I'm cool with just having a number one for the hell of it being number one versus making cultural moments,
stuff that sticks.
like a God's Plan, like a In My Feelings, like a Nice for What. That 2018 run was a gift and a curse. I think I said it to y'all. It was a gift and a curse for him because he was in fucking God mode. To where everything he touched, it was the Midas touch, going number one, not just for 1 week, but for like 8-9 weeks at a time. And I think just for ego purposes, him being able to say, I got another number one, because that would have he's tied with Michael, so that would have eclipsed. So I know that chip is on his shoulder. He wants to get that Hot 100 number one. He wants to get the Billboard, which he's going to get. Yeah. He's going to crack it. But that Hot 100 number one, that's the chip on his shoulder right now for ego purpose, but he could say, fuck y'all niggas.
Yeah, especially after everything, of course. He posted on a story. He said, there's a suppressor on the number one spot. I'm going to get it despite all the rule changes and stuff. So, and it's something he's been talking about. Red Button, he talked about, Billboard got him regulated. Radio's king again. I know that's personal for you.
I'm not gonna say that because they know I go to bat, man. I'm objective, but it's like,
hey, man, I get it.
Come on,
but
man.
Yeah, that's something that he clearly cares about, and the numbers argument has been used against him over the last year. Yeah. I mean, you look at the 100 Gigs tracks, which didn't really get that much promotion, anyways, but those debuted in the like top 40, top 50.
No Face.
Yeah,
I think it was like a top 20,
which was a really good record. Like that, I think under normal circumstances that would have went off. And Circadian Rhythm too. And then you look at from some sexy songs for you, Give Me a Hug peaked at number 6. Nokia obviously climbed to number 2, but it took some time to get there. And so there's real questions about his mettle as the numbers guy, because he's touted being the numbers guy, but he hasn't had a number one in some time. And a lot of like anti-Drake fans are being like, damn, your guy's claim to fame he doesn't have. And it's an interesting conversation for me, because so many people have tried to like say the numbers don't matter, it doesn't dictate the quality for him, but then and obviously it's not the same, it's apples and oranges. But when Clipse is projected to do over 100K, people are hype. The balloons are out, they're celebrating all that. So I'm like, do numbers matter or not?
But what's funny? Going on? And I had a joke with a friend, and this was before I heard the album, before the album dropped, and I was like, to that argument. And this is why I want Drake to go back just to making cultural bangers. Somebody Loves Me. It's not a top 5 record.
Yeah, but it's a hit.
But it's a fucking hit.
Yeah, that's one of the best songs of the year.
When we were in London,
went up.
Went up, bro.
Went up.
You know what I'm saying? I would take that 10 times over just to say I got a cheap number one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
I love the Clipse album, but I made the joke like, yo, the girls ain't saying, let me get this A trumpet. You know what I'm saying? They're not twerking to this A you know what I'm saying? But when Somebody Loves Me comes on, when Nokia comes on, those are the moments, if I'm Drake, that I'm trying to chase.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck us. Fuck the charts. Go back to making the culturally like changing, transcendent type music, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. When we were at Wireless, he teased that song with Central C, which sounds fire.
Didn't drop.
Yeah, he said we're gonna get to it Friday, so I'm sitting there waiting for the Iceman 2 episode 2 promotion.
You know what it is? Because so many niggas dropped that Friday. Man.
Yeah, it was a heavy day. It was a heavy day. But I would love that record. I'm very interested in obviously the direction for Iceman, when it's gonna come, all of that. And I think the other thing is like, because he's touted his numbers so much, I think people kind of overstate how often he went number one. He only has 13 number ones, which is a lot.
350 plus.
Yeah, like if
percentage wise,
it's a very small percentage, bro. But people act like everything he does goes number one. And for me as a Drake fan, it almost feels like I'm like coping if I turn around and say, well, he only has 13 because like that run from like 2016 to like 2021, he was churning them out. But I mean, that is the reality of the situation. Like everything he puts out doesn't go number one. Search and Rescue went number two. I don't even know if No Guidance went number one. Yeah, like he's got, like you said, bangers that haven't topped the charts.
And No Guidance is a cultural banger, bro. It's a classic.
Yeah. So he's at a really interesting spot. Obviously, you know, the narratives and the discourse are going to be one thing, but I think for him, like, I'm very interested in his approach. It's clear that he is being very selective with who he works with. It's clear that he has some things to get off his chest from last year, and I think this is. It's not a make or break album, but it's a real turning point. And it's where he can make a statement about, you know, where he's going. Is this run going to continue? Is he going to let everything that happened narrative wise kind of take him down? Because I think he's always going to be a commercial, you know, guy. He's always going to be a commercial star. Like his stuff is going to do numbers. It may not all go number one, but he's going to do numbers. But who do you want to be moving forward? So very interested in that. Actually, let's talk about his statement at Wireless Fest about UK rappers, because that's been a huge topic of discussion. I think part of it was inspired by Skepta and Joyner Lucas wanting to, you know, Skepta wanted to clash with some of the American rappers, which is just a song battle. I saw one journalist bring up how Skepta said he didn't like the beef last year, and I think you need to distinguish like clashing and the beef last year, two very different things. Literal song battle versus personal jabs about families, pedophilia, all this stuff. Skepta doesn't want to do that. So let's just clear that up real quick. Like he kind of
just wants to do a versus.
Yeah, that's literally
what clashing is. Yeah,
that's it. And then Joyner Lucas stepped up. They've been exchanging diss tracks. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't listened to any of them. And I love Skepta. I do think Joyner Lucas was you know, Joyner's talented, but you know he's not my cup of tea. No. But we're at Wireless. It's night 2. The night where he brought out, you know, Heady One, Central C, Skepta, Dave, all those guys, even the young guys, the K-Traps, the Fake Minks. And, you know, he's on stage and he says, you know, he loves UK rappers. He thinks that they are making the highest level of music, and he'd put, you know, what they're doing over anyone else. The clip hits the internet, and the train of discourse and hate and all that just, you know, it gets going. I want to ask you your thoughts on his statement, why he might have said that, because I think there's a very obvious reason why he said that, but I do think there are some deeper things to it. And yeah, I guess just your perspective on UK rap versus US rap.
I think it's very important to first note that the UK has very talented artists, not just in hip hop, but overall, in R&B as well. Overall, I think it makes sense for Drake to shout out the UK, knowing that he's performing
in the
UK. You know, while I was in the crowd, and when he brought out Skepta and said, "Yo, this is somebody who I aspire to be lyrically," the nigga in me was like,
Word.
and I don't mean that as a diss to Skepta. I think Skepta is talented. They freaking position him as like a Nas out there. So that's a real thing.
He's the guy.
He's the guy. But I also think about some of the other rappers who he has quoted and saying like are GOAT material for him, whether it's a Ross, whether it's a Wayne, whether it's a Hove. UK or not, Skepta to me is not on that tier.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think when you look at the UK as a whole now from a hip hop sense, I enjoy Central C. I thought his debut album was fire.
Absolutely.
I like Dave. I think he's a talented lyricist as well.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why cats feel so comfortable in saying that, you look at the talent pool now for us in hip hop, and I'm talking about the cats under 30.
Yep.
I'm not talking about the blog era cats. They're always going to be fire.
Yeah.
You and I have spoken about this new generation of hip hop. Cats cannot tell me who is the definitive star or stars under 30 in hip hop going forward. So I think because of that, the door is wide open for niggas to take that shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I would compare it to USA basketball. Why other countries feel so confident going forward that they could take us out.
Yeah. Nigga, they got Luka, they got Wemby, they got
France
SGA.
is looking kind of, you feel me? Canada's looking kind of, what's going to happen when Bron is gone, when Steph is gone, when KD is gone? Can Halliburton get your Achilles right pop?
Tatum,
and Edwards, Jalen Brunson, could those be the new guys to hold it down?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why Drake felt so bold and audacious to say that. But I think, the real truth is I'm in London for the tour as well.
Yeah.
Let's not forget he's doing a 33-date tour.
Yeah.
In Europe.
Yeah.
So he has to play up to the crowd. That's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, everywhere anytime he's performing anywhere, he just has the utmost praise for where he's at. That's Drake's personality.
Yeah.
He shows the most love. When he's in NOLA, he talks about how much he loves NOLA. Houston, he talks about how much he loves Houston. Every city is his favorite city.
Does. And to be fair, I think he legit does.
For sure. I mean, he's been all over the world, and I'm sure he really loves those places. But every city he's in for that moment is his favorite city, and they're making the best music and all that. Like, I think when he says it about like Atlanta, he really means it just because of the relationships he has there. And I do think he actually meant what he said about UK rappers, and I agree. And I was having this conversation with my boy, because similar to you, I don't put the OGs in that conversation. If we're lining up the modern rappers versus the Daves, the Central C's, the Skeptas, the guys over there, if it's a choice between listening to Lil Baby and Dave, I'm picking Dave personally.
I'm not mad at that.
Lil
Baby
just
right
me.
now, I'm not mad at that.
That's just me. If it's a conversation between Central C and, I'm trying to think of who else is there, like who's on that level to where like
you can even say like somebody like Roddy, who's under 30, who's supposed to.
I'm listening to Cinch. I'm listening to Cinch. Like if we had to send them out to do like a 3-on-3 song battle or whatever, I'm concerned about who the US is sending out there if we can't send the big three or a Hove or a Ross or a 2 Chainz. Like I'm concerned about who we would send out there.
You know what's so crazy what you saying that big three going into the 2020s was supposed to be the Baby, Lil Baby, Roddy Rich.
Yep.
At least 3. They were supposed to be somewhere in that top 5, 3 of them. And they're all kind of shrinking in size.
Yeah.
While cats like Central C, cats like Dave are really evolving. And even from an R&B standpoint, bro, we spoke about that too.
Come on, man.
Shout out to Nip.
My dog. That's my dog, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to K1, bro. Like, R&B over there has really been flourishing. I mean, even from shout out to Ella May, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been doing this for some time.
UK R&B's been cooking for a minute.
Bro.
So, I mean, and I think there's obviously a very big personal stake in it for him as well, because y'all spent the last year telling him he's not like us. Like the American hip hop space really shat on Drake. And so I think for him, it's a real fuck you to all y'all. And like, if he's not like us and if he's this abomination to the culture that people make him seem like, why do y'all care about his opinion on, what side of rap he likes so much? Like, well, why do y'all care if he's not in this as y'all made him seem?
Can I pose you this question? Because this is something I saw online. I'm curious to get your thoughts. This cat was saying he feels like Drake ran.
I was gonna bring this up. I'm so glad. Thank you. Yes. This is why you get the big bucks, man.
He ran to the UK because obviously he knows right now he can't perform out here. He's scared shitless, and that the fucking fanfare is just not here.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that sentiment?
Well, first, I don't think. I think the reception that he would get in the U.S. would surprise a lot of people. Like, I think the internet and the antics that we've seen at Kendrick shows in Toronto, for example, it's a sample size of the larger population. I think if he announced a show in New York today, it would sell out, and he would get a hero's welcome. I think he's doing everything outside of the U.S. Like I said before, I really think it's a fuck you to y'all. Like, I'm going to show y'all how much I can thrive outside of this space, which he's done throughout his career. He's done, UK tours and global tours before, but now especially, like, he's really gonna, like, y'all think the industry can exist without me? I could do the shit without me? All right, bet. I'm not coming home.
I didn't think about it like that.
I'm not coming home.
So this is a punishment for us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's really how I'm viewing it. And when you think about the energy on What Did I Miss, and just how he's been moving, who he's been linking up with, like, that's really what it's seeming like. I do think so to answer your question about that particular podcaster saying that thing, I think framing it that way makes it seem like a negative for him, but I feel like it's a very intentional, I'm gonna go elsewhere and show love to them and also receive the love that I feel like I deserve for everything that I've done. I don't think he ran to London. He's obviously performed at Wireless before. So I don't running to London when you need to check balance. I don't agree with that at all. I can see why someone would see it that way if you are of the mindset that Drake is cooked in the US, but I don't think he's cooked in the US.
Now, knowing that they're touring, obviously this is for him and Party, some sexy songs. Do you think they bring that tour over to the States, or like this is just a UK cycle?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He's been touring a lot too. Like, at least last few years he's been touring a lot.
It's Just a Blur was only last year. Him and Cole. People forget that.
Yeah. So,
and he ran it back twice.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if it comes to the US. I mean, I there's obviously a lot of money to be made. But I think when he finally makes that grand return, he wants time to pass. I think he wants a new rap album, especially because and we talked about it a little bit. His set list is very catered towards, like, my friend asked me to make a pie chart of like what he performed like by album, and Scorpion and Views had like the most songs performed, and then his features took up a big percentage of what he performed. I think that he wants some new rap material, some kind of bigger stadium type records to be able to perform, when he comes back to the US. And I really think he kind of wants to let the time pass, kind of like how Triple H books. He slow burns you to a really big moment, so you might not get it when you want it, but when you do get it, it's lit. I think that's how Drake is moving. So I don't know if some special shows for you will come to the US, but it wouldn't shock me. But I really think he wants to like take his time, and when Iceman is out, and when Iceman reminds niggas, this is why I've been the guy that I am for so long.
Still got faith.
Yeah. So that's how I'm feeling. But really glad. It's crazy you brought that up, because I had that down to talk about. That's so fucking funny. You are a new Love Island watcher.
Yeah, man.
Talk to me about your experiences watching season 7, your feelings on the winners, the controversies that have happened this season, and then I've shared my thoughts a little bit. But now that it's over, we can really deep dive and look at everything with hindsight. But I definitely want to hear from you as a new watcher.
Yeah, man. Shout out to season 7, bro. I did not want to find myself in this bubble with America. But little did I know, like, within 3 weeks, I just sped through and got it done. Man, I thought this cast was very interesting. Shout out to Hurricane Huda. I thought she had her moments on the show where she was wilding. Some of my favorite characters, I thought Ace was hilarious.
Yeah, Ace was funny.
Trying to play the leader role.
Yeah. 5'2".
But I'm 5'10". Amaya Papaya, man, she was one of my crushes when she first came in, and then when she just started talking, I was just like, bruh.
It was a lot. She's a lot. She grew on me a little bit, but
she grew on me.
I was not part of the papaya hive.
Yeah,
I was not.
But the biggest conspiracy that I've seen, and I'm curious to get your thoughts, was that cats felt like Brian latched on to Amaya when she was crowned like the most genuine or America's sweetheart. You believe that?
The whole tone of the villa changed. She's getting more TV time. Like she became the main character out of nowhere. I think the producers really took notice to how poppin' she was on social media and the voting. Because and shout out to Brian. Brian defended her during the
That's what I was going to say.
Joint.
He did. Yeah.
And so like I do think maybe there were some seeds planted for him, but once it was clear that she was the girl in there, that's when he really
turned up.
And also, like, it was getting towards the end of the show. If you were single, like, you were kind of cooked.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, you needed to couple up with someone. You know, he fell off with Andreina, of course. Jaden, who he liked, you know, she was kind of locked in with Austin. And so Amaya was really the only option left for him because her and Zach, you know, weren't really working out. Elan tried to jump in late, but he didn't have no chance. And so,
young Jack Harlow, yeah.
So, yeah, I do think Brian made a power move to, you know, have a strong chance of winning. But I also do think there were some genuine, you know, feelings there.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, it's a show, it's a dating show, but it's also a competition with a cash prize. And so people are motivated by both of those things.
To your point about, like, the producers getting involved, I felt like Nick and Alandria,
oh my God.
I felt like that was just a super unauthentic or inauthentic push from the show.
Absolutely.
You know, I could not understand that dynamic. You know what I'm saying? It was like milk and oil to me. You know what I'm saying? In terms of trying to make them work. But to see them in the Final Four, I would have loved to see Ace and Shelley in there.
I was shocked that like I think of the Final Four couples, only 3 were OGs. Huda, Nick and Alandria. There was 3 OGs and those bombshells and Casa people. Last year, 5 OGs were within the final 8 people left. And so very, very weird. And I think if anyone else had gotten booted, they're not getting a chance to recouple and come back. Like they were very keen on the fact Nick Alandria was popping on social media. You know, very, very obvious fan service there. And then Nick and Alandria tried to, you know, maybe we were meant to end up together this whole time.
Y'all ain't getting me,
we were ignoring the sign.
Y'all ain't getting me,
Shut
B.
up.
Did you know I kissed you from the very beginning?
Like, come on, man. You can't fool me. You can fool them. You can fool those that are not paying attention.
I do think Nick was attracted to her.
He was.
I will say that.
Yeah. Because he kissed her in like legit every challenge.
Yeah.
And like when he had the chance to pick her, he would. And like, I get that. That's how if I was on Love, I'm kissing every girl, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm kissing every girl,
bro. And that's the shit that got me tight about the show. Me being a late, you know, joiner. I'm like, yo, bro. Like, it's like kissing cousins at this point. And like, bro, everybody is making out with everybody, bro. Like at some point, I'm like, nah, B, I'm getting tight.
Yeah.
I thought, freaking the Huda and Chris situation. Like, I'm curious to get your thoughts. What would you have done in Chris's situation after she flames you and says, you know what, I think we're better off as friends? Are you gonna walk her?
No, I'm not walking her. I'm not carrying her. Nah.
Bro, you grew up at the Haitian household. Your mom was
we're not together. I don't have those responsibilities no more. It's cool. Take a shit. It's just some water. Just walk. It's just some water. We good. Like that was. I'm because I thought her making it through those eliminations, I was like, yo, if Huda wins this shit, I'm never watching this show again. So I was glad to see her not win. They ended up coming in 3rd place. Breaking up in the finale is so nuts to me. Like, that's just like this whole season was just so like you got forced Nick and Alandria. You've got Brian and Amaya who couple up late. You got Huda and Chris who were just like chaotic, and then you got Pepe and Iris who also coupled up. Did you buy
that Pepe and Iris?
I do think that they had some. I think they over time kind of can grow into something genuine.
Because I think I heard after the show she just ran back to TJ.
They linked up. I've been watching a couple of the post show interviews, and she said, she just needed closure from the situation. But like every interview, Pepe and Iris do it together. Like they're still together.
Right, maybe they're just trying to get this bread. Man.
Yeah, so I really think that they're going to actually try and give it a shot, but it just happened so late. Like we knew Pepe wanted Hannah, we knew Iris wanted TJ, but that they were still in it, and America fucked with them because like they were never really bottom. I think both Iris and Pepe were only on the chopping block like one time, and they both got saved. I think America grew just because they were so like not problematic, like they were kind of boring a little bit, but they also didn't really cause any trouble, so like they were able to make it that far. So I do think perhaps they can grow into something, but it was just a matter of like I'm single, you're single.
Let's just get it.
We're like let's see if we can win this shit. Fuck it, let's try. Let's try.
Man. This just gives me like Hunger Game vibes. Bro.
Absolutely. Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do to win. Gotta do what you gotta do to win. So not mad at it. But yeah, I was. This season was such a headache, man, and it was cooked for me after Jeremiah got bounced, man. That's my dog.
Man. Free Jeremiah.
That's my dog. I'm so happy to see him be a star right now.
Thriving.
Chipotle partnership.
Oh, word.
He's doing his skincare stuff.
I see the show with Jackson. Like I be seeing that with the chains and shit.
He was on Kai Cenat stream.
He's cooking.
Yeah, he did a live with Speedy Mormon. I reached out for an interview. I'm hoping I can land that. That's my dog. So hey, I might see Big King Jeremiah on Stay Busy soon. We gonna see. But yeah, he's doing his thing. She was with the LA Chargers the other day.
Wow.
Like she's doing her thing. Like my talent agency has 4 clients from Love Island, possibly 5. Jeremiah, Hannah, Pepe, Iris. We're gonna see about Sierra. She kind of needs some rehabilitation of her image.
Unfortunately,
which my talent agency does offer that. So she might be a 5th client, but everybody else, I hate the rest of them.
So knowing that you're a Love Island savant, the biggest complaint that I got was this season was very clout chasing.
Mm-hmm. Clout chasing versus like gaming and scheming. Like if you can go back and watch season 6.
I heard that was like the creme de la creme.
Yeah, because that's when I started watching the show. So I don't even like to claim that I'm like an expert on it because I have friends who've been watching since the beginning. I started watching last season, but with last season being my frame of reference, this season was a big what the fuck. Like what the fuck is going on? Last season niggas were really like pursuing love, like exploring connections, like not gaming, not clicking up to eliminate people. There were certain eliminations where like people pick to keep their friends, and I get that, like natural, that's human shit. But like for example, Sierra's explanation for why they booted Hannah, bullshit. Like, come on, man.
Absolutely.
You had the chance to explore 2 connections. You had a strong one, so we're gonna get you out of here. Yeah. If the game is to find connections, Amaya ain't have nobody, and Iris, I fuck with Iris. She fine as hell, but like she ain't really have nothing going. But I chose to keep her. Like, come on, man. Like some bullshit. So I guarantee you're gonna watch season 6, and you're gonna have your palate cleansed. You're gonna be purified of the nonsense that was season 7, but. Yeah, man. We'll see what happens with Reunion because
August 25th.
Yeah, and these post-show podcast episodes, Huda was popping her shit on Call Her Daddy.
What'd she
say? She said Chris could barely fit it in when they fucked. She's going crazy. She's becoming.
I didn't hear that. I heard something similar, but I heard it was like on some 3 seconds type shit.
Yeah. She's becoming exactly what I expected her to become when the show was over. The cloud has gotten to her head. She has a stand base of people who feel like she was the victim the entire time.
And she was claiming that. This is what I hate, but she's claiming everybody was bullying her.
Yeah, I'm like,
being a bully.
You were a terrorist in there. Wow. Like, come on, bro. Yeah. So she's becoming exactly what I expected her to be. Taylor and Nick have spoken on Jeremiah. I'm shocked Ace isn't doing no interviews because that nigga chatty.
I think he did one with Complex. I saw him and Shelly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, him and Shelly did something.
Okay. I have to check that out.
But I think what's scary, bro, and this is why I'm thankful to be a millennial. All of these cats are in their like early to mid 20s, bro, and they on some bullshit like this.
Yeah.
Bro, like I don't have the patience or the tolerance to be dealing with that type of energy, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how they do it, but kudos to them.
And that's what I gotta remember is they're so much younger than me. Like not that I would have moved like them, but I was a dumb 20-year-old.
Oh, absolutely,
22-year-old,
absolutely, yeah.
Whether it was within my relationships or how I move with friends, like I made a lot of mistakes, but these niggas are just so unbearable. Like, oh my god, they're so unbearable. I actually wish I could cleanse my timeline of all of them, but the shit just.
I did like Bella though. Shout out to Bella with an A.
Belle Dasher,
man. I rock with her, man. I felt like she was done dirty, man.
She was annoying as hell to me. Like it's just so fascinating to me. Like the Love Island producers need to do such a better job vetting people. This show is the foundational element of the show is kissing. Y'all mean to tell me y'all didn't get to a point where you asked her what she was comfortable with? You let a girl on who was not kissing niggas for 5 episodes.
But then she did.
She came back. She came strong. She realized she was like, you know, Sierra came in, took Nick from me. Like I got to do something to stick around.
But this is the shit that is so mind-boggling to me when it comes to women. It took Sierra, like competition is a real thing. Competition anxiety is a real thing, bro. Because when Sierra came in, that's when she started. That's when she turned up, bro.
Yeah, but it was too late. It's just like that meme where Chris Paul makes a 3 to cut the lead to 40. It was too late. It was too late.
Man. Damn, man. Shout out to Bella, man.
Yeah. Real quick, we got a big show coming up. WWE SummerSlam.
Yeah.
You know, we both talked about how Love Island has hindered our watching, but you know, we are still tapped in, and the card is filled out pretty well. I think there's like 8 matches booked right now. Obviously, it's a 2-night SummerSlam, so a lot more is coming, but Cody and John Cena, the rematch, will be a street fight. We got Punk versus Gunther. We got Tiffany Jade. We got Triple Threat, Naomi, Rhea, Io. We got Solo and Jacob in a steel cage. We got Drew and Jelly Roll versus Randy and Logan, which you weren't happy about. Becky and Lyra again. And then Charlotte and Alexa Bliss versus Raquel and Roxanne. How you feeling about the SummerSlam card so far? What matches are you looking forward to? And who else would you want to see make the show?
I give it a solid B plus, you know, because I think the names are there. So you can't complain about that. I know we spoke about it ahead of the show. I'm sure Roman and Jay will be on too to verse Braun and Big Bronson. I'm excited to see Cody and John because I feel like this is going to be the match where they get it right.
Yeah.
And I am fully expecting a double turn. I am expecting. A lot of people expect that. I'm hoping for a double turn. I think seeing Cody, and I'm not talking about the full-fledged like black hair shit, but there's been subtle signs as far as his aggression being dialed up. I think Royal Rumble, when he went against Kevin Owens, we saw the aggression dialed up a little bit. Even just to his like post interview with Byron Saxton when he beat Randy, there was a shade of cockiness there. So, and you know, I look at the tea leaves a little bit. Like I saw online how they brought up the watch. You know what I'm saying? I try not to buy into that shit. And then Cody's interview at Fanatics where he's like, you know, I got 1 to 3 years maybe until I turn heel. I do think Cody's character, I'm not going to say it's stale, but the fact that he's been kind of dialing up the aggression leads me to think maybe something may happen. You know, and I think with Cena, there's no way. I would be surprised if Cena follows us all the way through as a heel.
Yeah, he's not retiring as a heel. I've seen the theories about the double turn as well. I don't think it's going to happen yet. I don't think Cody's going to turn for at least another year. I just think with what happened at Mania and the journey that he's had to go on and seeing how Cena's been moving in, you know, ruining wrestling and having to go through Jay, having to go through Orton, he's become a lot more selfish. He's become a lot more motivated to get to the mountaintop. You know, he was champion for a year and, you know, really thrived, but he also had his niggas turn on him and he made some questionable decisions that kind of put him in a tough spot, and his morals are what led to him losing at WrestleMania. And so I think he's just like on this kind of like I'm really like kind of unhinged. I'm relentlessly pursuing what I feel I deserve as the QB1 of WWE. So I don't know about the heel turn yet. I do think he is going to turn at some point. I think they have just invested too much into him as a face, the merch that he moves, the, you know, everything that he does. And I think he's got after he wins his title back, he's got such another interesting arc to him with, they got to do another Roman match. Randy, we know Randy's going to turn on him eventually. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a lot of interesting things that they can do. I think they want to get a Cody Punk, title match where they're both faces, because I think that's just so interesting. They've teased it so many times. Like, there's still a good amount of things for him to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of them could be done as a heel too. So
yeah,
I don't know for sure, but I think that there's money in when Cena turns face, Cody still being a face, so those two could team up, potentially work against, Seth's faction, which I think is going to grow some more. So very interested though. I'm interested. I mean, I'm like I've said before when we've talked wrestling, I'm not one of those fans who like gets invested into shit and gets mad when what I want to happen or what I think is going to happen doesn't happen. And even if I do maybe like question something, I get over it real fast. I'll take whatever H and them want to give me. But yeah, so I'm interested.
I do think the idea of Cena retaining is in play still too, because I think they're supposed to start shooting Street Fighter.
Yeah. So that's Cody and Roman. Yeah.
So who knows how much time that may take? Maybe 2 months. And within that time, you can't Cody win and then he's on hiatus. What are you going to do with the belt? So I do wonder if that leaves the door open for Cena to retain. Then go to Clash, and hopefully him and Drew could get into it. I know it's going to be awkward seeing two heels, but I think the fact that he's kind of, turning a little bit, he'll get closer to that face maybe when we go to Clash. And then the idea of Cody Cena to close out Cena's farewell tour, I think Cody, and that's my other option, Cody wins the title, let's say at that Ruthless Aggression PLE, and he does it by, hate to throw in Dwayne, but The Rock comes back, Dwayne comes back, and then maybe Cena leaves as a face, but not being able to fight as a face again.
There's a lot of ways.
There's a lot of
especially because they brought up Rock on Friday during the contract signing, and he hadn't been mentioned in a while, and so It almost made me fearful. I was like, is this nigga about to pop up and do some shit? And now that the match is a street fight, that opens up a lot of room for another Travis Scott appearance maybe, or Rock popping up and getting involved. Yeah.
Maybe Seth, I don't know.
For sure, yeah.
He limps his way in.
There's a lot of different directions they can go, but I'm happy with the card. I'm definitely looking forward to the show. Definitely, going to do my best to be out there.
Oh, got to. Man.
That's that's in the hometown, and we're also cooking up some things, which we'll let you guys know when the time comes. But we're gonna. So for listeners who've been listening for years, as you know, we do the slide deck. Spotify has been cracking down on us playing music on the show. So we're going to be moving the slide deck portion to the Patreon. So if you're not subscribed to Patreon, make sure you subscribe, patreon.com/StayBusyPod to hear some tunes. So for those who are not subscribed, we're going to be stopping here. But for those who are subscribed, we're going to jump into the slide deck. So Brother CL, thank you once again for coming through, man. Great to kick it with you out in London, and just continue to, grow this brotherhood and this friendship and see the things that you're doing. And yeah, man, it's always a pleasure, bro.
Nah, love is love, man. I gotta thank you, man. Big congratulations on the pod.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So it was only about time. Yeah, listen, man, big time teams, bro. Well deserved, man.
Yeah. Gotta do it for the mandem. You don't know it.
You don't know it.
Revolt Podcast Network in it.
I love it, bro.
Yes, sir. So for CL and for myself, thank y'all listeners once again for tapping in. Of course, you can follow him at the Real CL24 and follow me at Armon Sadler on all social media platforms. But most importantly, make sure that you stay safe, stay healthy, and stay busy.